got a special guest here. I'm here with Shalonda Hunter. She's an amazing author, entrepreneur. I mean, just great businesswoman, great human being, by the way. And also, I was introduced to her from Latoya, from, if you guys remember, Latoya Darnice from episode 47, I believe, or 46, if I'm not mistaken, of the People's Choice podcast. But I'm so honored to have you on the show to tell your story, tell about your website, and hopefully inspire many people. So let me give you a clap and thank you for being on the show.
I appreciate it.
So Shalonda, I was doing research on you and I saw that you graduated with a bachelor's in arts in English from the Armstrong campus in Georgia's Southern University. What was that experience like in college?
It was interesting. It was I started out with linguistics, writing in linguistics, but when I moved from Georgia Southern to Armstrong, they didn't have linguistics, so I went to English. And I have a Spanish minor, so it was a lot of tutoring. It was, but it was hard work, but it's worth it. Right now, I'm actually getting my master's in general special education at Georgia Southern. So I just want to be able to be in a position to be able to serve my community a little bit better.
Awesome. Congratulations on that. Are you from Georgia?
Thank you. I am. I'm from Statesboro, Georgia.
Awesome. What was that like growing up there?
Real country. Walking barefoot all the time, climbing trees. Real country.
That's what's up. What's some of your favorite things to do out there for all my peeps that might visit there one day?
I like to take my kids to the Mill Creek Park.
Awesome.
It has like little exercise things that you can do while you're walking around. And it's a cool place to take your kids. I also like to I like to watch track meets at Statesboro High.
That's awesome. Make sure you guys check that out for anybody that's going to be visiting over there. You never know. I mean, my podcast reaches many different people in different ways.
Yeah, Splashing the Burrow is fun.
Splashing the Burrows. All right. So let's talk about the your website. Let's talk about Rain's Writing Inc. So, like, what inspired you to create that? And I love that, by the way, your painting, not painting, but your picture of it and logo and everything in your background. That's really nice.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, Rain's Writing Inc. was inspired by, like, I always wanted to have my own business. And I love to write, and so I was like, I write music. I work with a lot of different music artists or whatever, like from different places. And I was like, well, I want to expand my platform because I haven't really been doing anything with it. Since I got my first Young Georgia Authors Award in the 3rd grade, I love writing. And so after that, I, began to publish anonymously because I was too young to write in the certain genres that I was writing in because I was kind of a mature child. So,
it's all good.
Yeah. So after that, I was just like, I want to get better at this. So I went to school for writing, and I just kept going.
Awesome. I didn't know you wrote music. What kind of music did you write?
I write all kind of music, but I like different genres from classical, all jazz to hip hop and R&B. Like, am I gonna embarrass myself?
No, go ahead.
This is a song that I wrote when I was like 12.
Okay.
It's like, yes, you are the one that I'm thinking of. You are the only one I love, and I wanna truly be with you. 'Cause you're always on my mind, boy. Every time I see your face, I fall in love all over again. And every time I hear your voice, I thank God that you're my friend. All right, I'm done.
That was nice. Let me give you a clap for that. That was nice. See, I normally, ask for all my peeps. They know I always ask about hidden talents, but shoot, I think you just showed me right there.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, shoot, that's great. Are you sure you're just a writer and you're not a singer on the low too?
Oh no! See, I'm more comfortable with writing. I
Gotcha.
could, I have to sing on the low in the background. I've been a background singer before. I might try it actually, but I'm just so scared.
Hey,
Like,
hey, one great life lesson I learned is to be comfortable being uncomfortable because you never know what you're gonna unlock. So
absolutely right.
I expect by 2022 to see you in the booth, you know.
Oh Lord.
Hey, you
Put
got
it
some.
out there, and I might have to do
Hey,
it.
hey, you got some talent there. I'm telling you.
Thank you. I really appreciate
So let's gears here and let's talk about your book. It's called
it.
Misread Minds. It's available on your website. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Misread Minds, and it's available on your website and Amazon. So, what
That's what.
inspired you or motivated you to create the book?
I always wanted to write a book, but when I was manic, actually, I'm diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder. And when
Mm-hmm.
I was manic, it was just like I was I was driven to complete it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was something that I was focused on so much. I felt like if I didn't do it now, I would never get it done. And I was working with Nataria Powell, and she's like an amazing person. And she helped me in order to put my book together and to actually publish it. And I'm so grateful to her for that.
Yes, definitely. And it seems like a really, really good book from what I was reading on Amazon and seeing it on your website. I was like, wow. I was like, I really want to push this out there and let all my peeps and newer audience to definitely check you out.
Yeah, it's real juicy.
Yeah, it's like, and I also read on there while I was on Amazon that you was diagnosed in 2017 with bipolar order 1, and you
Mm-hmm.
said that when you got diagnosed that changed your entire life and mindset. So how so?
I ended up in the mental hospital or rehabilitation center
Oh, wow.
um, in like 5 different times. I had amnesia and I was walking around Jacksonville with my monthly was on with blood on the back of my pants. I was out of my mind. I didn't know who I was. And I ended up getting picked up on the streets by the police, and they saw that something was wrong, and they took me to the mental hospital in Jacksonville. And I'm so grateful because sex trafficking, drug trafficking, all that stuff is really big. And I just thank God that He saved me, and put me
Yeah,
in a safe place where I was able to get on meds and get my mind right, and then start going to therapy in order to get my life back on track.
definitely. Wow, that's powerful. That's so powerful. And I'm glad too, because just hearing, all the accomplishments that you've done and the things you're doing, you would have never even thought that you was at that point one time in your life, like where you didn't even know who you were and wandering. Like, thank you to those police officers that was able to do that. And
Yeah.
also big, shout out to you for taking the necessary steps after, getting diagnosed.
Yeah, it's been a rocky road now. I have had my ups and downs, but I try my best to stay positive because I am an optimist. Um, Life will knock you down, but the important part is just keep getting back up.
Definitely.
Don't stay down. I think Les Brown said it best. If you're gonna fall on your back so you can get back up.
Facts. That's so true, for real. And I also read that when I was reading further into that you turn your pain into lessons.
Mhm.
So what type of pains did you face that you was able to turn into lessons? I
Oh
know
man,
yeah, what?
yeah, I've been raped, molested when I was younger, and
Wow.
I've been in and out of like trouble as a child with dealing with bullying.
Mhm.
See, I was always the child who wasn't about to go for the bullying. Like, I will fight you before I let you bully me. So I had big Coke bottle glasses and stuff, like I didn't really fit in. So, and I was always reading a book somewhere. So it was kind of, or playing with the boys. I was a tomboy. So it was kind of like, it was hard finding my place, my footing.
Mhm.
It's like, where do I fit in? But I took those. I always wanted to. I always wanted to have a positive life. I didn't want to be a product of my environment because so many of my friends were dying or going to jail. And I just didn't want to be that way. I didn't want to have that. So I worked hard with my academics. Even though I got in a lot of trouble, my grades kept me out of a lot of stuff. And I grew up with ADHD, and it was hard sometimes because I was on out, but I just keep reading it over and over again till I got it right.
Definitely. And wow, you're a very powerful woman to gone through all that. Yeah. And the fact that, you're open about it and wanting to put it out there to hopefully help someone. So my next question would be, what would you say to someone who's watching or listening to this, that's suffering or went through the same thing that you went through?
I would say to never give up. Life will hit you and you just got to keep throwing those punches back, because there was a time where I was going to commit suicide multiple occasions, but there was this one big time that I really remember where my ex-husband had to take the gun out of my hand. I literally had a gun to my head and my kids were in the other room, and I just felt like I just couldn't take it anymore. Don't give up. Suicide is not an option. God has a plan for you, and just do the best that you can, because guess what? You survived before. You survived every other obstacle to get here. So you're a survivor, and you'll keep surviving.
Amen to that. And thank God, you didn't do it, because I wouldn't be able to meet you and, have you on this show and spread this light and positivity and many other things that you was able to do and accomplish. Yeah. I actually, a good friend of mine's, her death anniversary just passed not too long ago, and she committed suicide. And that's something that I always think about often, just as a friend. Like, I can't imagine the stuff that her family must be thinking, or feeling, because it's just such a horrible feeling. And when you get to that point in life, because I went through my own stuff before too, which I mentioned on the podcast before, and as a guest, like, I'm so thankful now that I didn't do it or didn't go through it, because there's so much that I would have missed and opportunities. And I miss my friend dearly. I miss her so much every day, and I just wish I would have been able to talk to her. I talked to her 2 weeks before she committed, and I didn't know it was the last time, of course, I was going to talk with her, but I just wish I could have just hugged her and told her things would be all right, things get better, try to be there for her, because there's so much greatness that's happened in my life that I wish she was here to celebrate. And I knew she would have had some great things going on in her life. We could have celebrated and enjoyed the moment. So thank you for opening up about that.
No problem. I try to be as open as possible, because I know that there are other people who are afraid to speak out, who are going through it right now.
Definitely. Or like Latoya said before on our podcast, just let it out. She's like, let it out.
That's right.
Shout out to Latoya too, for real.
Yes. So thank you so much, Toya. Yes, I love
you. I'll make sure I send this to her. I hope she sees this. Let's talk about your merchant. I love the designs that you have too on there. You have things from phone cases to shirts, and you have them all different sizes too, which I'm very impressed with, because there's a lot of people that have merch, but they don't have them all the way up to, like, I think I've seen up to 6X even. Yeah. Like from small to, I mean, that's impressive. And I know you got spiral journals. You have a lot of things up there. So for everybody. Well, I believe you actually have some with you, and I know you got your shirt on right now. If you want to show some of that to the world. Yeah,
I do. I have on my shirt, and I also on the back it says
I like that.
Read it, write it, see it, write it, believe it, achieve it. See it, write it, believe it, achieve it. So if you can see it, and you write it down, because that's you're supposed to write stuff down. That's even in the Bible. Write your vision and make it plain. And you can do it, whatever you set your mind to. But I have phone cases. This is one of my iPhone phone cases. This is one of the Android phone cases.
That is
for
nice.
Samsung. Yeah, thank you. And then I also have, here's one spiral notebook.
I like that. I love the colors. They just stand out so well. Like that. Yeah, good job picking on those.
Thank you. This is actually a picture that I took myself.
Wow. So, okay, another
Yeah,
hidden
I like
talent. You a
taking
photographer
pictures.
too?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a low. And this is hydro flasks, perfect for keeping your stuff cold. And for people who like hot stuff, drink you a nice little cup of coffee in this bad boy right here.
Oh, I love mugs. I love mugs.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so what's your merchandise? What inspired you to start doing merchandise?
Um, well, Latoya is one of my partners and we work closely together. And she was just telling me that I need to do something more to expand my business because I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just kind of like, I wrote my book. And then I was like, I wasn't thinking about people actually reading the book. I just wanted to get the information out there so it can help somebody. And then people actually started reading the book. And then I was like, well, let me get my website and get my stuff together because I've had my business since 2018. It's just that I kept going in and out of the hospital. So it kind of slowed down the process. I actually used to do some like spoken word and poetry, like promoting some of my things with DJ Prince back in the day, but that was a long time ago. I've been in with Random Acts of Poetry at Georgia Southern. I was actually one of the first founding members of
Wow.
it. It's really grown, so I'm really proud of it.
Definitely. I'm really proud of you too. That's
Okay.
amazing. So what can we expect from Rain's Writing Inc. in the future?
Um, I I'm gonna start like doing more with resume helping and stuff like that because I do want to help people. I actually have a nonprofit organization as well that's called Rain's Growth Corporation, which I don't talk a lot about, but I teach African Americans and troubled youth financial literacy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that can be found at Londa Rain too on Facebook. Because I know that a lot of families who are African American, a lot of underprivileged youth as well, like don't have the capabilities to get the information. So when I pay for the information, I share the information for free because everybody can't pay for it.
Facts. Facts.
And if we know more about our financial literacy, if we're more financial literate, we can climb out of some of these holes that we're in.
Definitely. That's so true. Each one teach one for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
And not just, getting out of the hole, but also setting yourself up in your future, like for your family, so they can
Yeah.
climb out of, hole. Because a lot of us, when we start off, we're really, getting grown, we
Yeah.
already in the hole, don't even realize it. Like, just because sometimes, like I grew up pretty poor and didn't even realize I was poor until I was really like a teenager. I was like, holy shit, what? So it's amazing how things can really like turn around and stuff. But the fact that you learn that knowledge, want to share it, and for free too, because there's a lot of financial literacies, but they want to charge your arm and a leg. That's
Yeah.
that's truly, truly, truly special. And I'm gonna share that as much as I can. I'll make sure I put the link in the description too for anybody who sees this that's interested in learning that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So there's some questions that I love to ask my guests, almost every guest I've ever had on the show, is their quote or saying. Like, what is your favorite quote or saying that you lean on during the good times or the bad times?
Stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Malcolm
Ooh, I
X,
like that.
yeah. And I don't think he said it first, but yeah. Absolutely.
I love that. I believe I think I had someone on the show who said that same one before because it's so true. Like that.
Absolutely.
So true. So all my peeps, if you know someone who needs to hear that, or even yourself, just share that with the world, man, because that could really, really motivate and move you. Can you say it one more time for the peeps?
Stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Love that. Love that. My next question I like to ask too, which I've learned so much about you already about the hidden talent one from, you write music, you can sing too, photographer. So I'm still gonna ask anyway because I'm pretty sure you're jack of all trades. So I'm gonna ask, what's a hidden talent that your friends, family, or fans don't even know about you?
Um, I don't know. That is really hard. Wow. That is really, really hard. I think it would probably be the photography thing because I would stop on the side of the road and take pictures. Like it was something beautiful. I don't share that a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, just looking at your logo, I mean, just on your shirt and for your website, I mean, that's amazing. I didn't even know you took that picture. I was just like, wow, that really stands out. And the fact that you took that yourself and put it out there, I mean, that's amazing. That's some talent
I
right
took
there.
this picture too. That's on the front of my book.
Oh, you took that too. Wow.
Yeah.
Can you put it closer to the camera so people can see it? Oh, look at you. Talking about you don't know about hidden talent you got. Get out here with that. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. And another thing I've been just really pushing hard for my past interviews is gratitude. It's really keep me grounded besides my sign over here. Don't forget your roots. But I love to ask my guests too, like about their gratitude. So what is 3 things that you are grateful for in your life?
I'm grateful for my kids, my little 3 people. I'm grateful for God being in my life and just changing my life and turning me around. And I'm grateful for my Aunt Mary, because she's my sister and I guardian. And so when nobody else seemed to want us, she went to court and she fought for us. Because my mom was somebody slipped a Mickey in my mom's drink when she was younger. And so she had drug-induced psychosis, which they kind of diagnosed as schizophrenia. It's kind of similar, but it's not, she wasn't born with it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you don't mind, I will be sharing a poem about that.
Yeah.
If it's okay.
Yes, the floor is all yours. Definitely share.
Oh, you want me to share right now? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is in my book. This is actually in my book. It's called 2 People, 1 Cup, 1 Drug. One drug took you away from me before I was even born. Took away your mind and gave you the schizophrenic point of view. 2 people, 1 cup, 1 drug. They were supposed to be your friends. But I guess they couldn't take being in the shadow of your many talents. Patrice Rushen was your favorite singer. That's where I got my middle name. Heart failure so massive it awakened me from my sleep. I walked to the bathroom at 5 years old and I screamed, dropped to my knees. I shook you and I screamed, Mommy, wake up, please. But you are already gone. I stayed strong for my little sister and didn't shed a tear. So angry that my skin turned to stone and I couldn't even feel. I wonder if my mommy sang to me when I was in her womb. Gone at 35 years old. Gone way too soon. I guess it was just her time to go, but that doesn't stop my pain. It vexes me sometimes to know your so-called friends drove you insane. I couldn't imagine hearing voices on top of the ones that already put you down. I'm happy that you're happy, but no more suffering now. I wonder if you look down at me and watch your grandkids play. I wonder if you can see how much me and Kia have grown and how grandma and everyone are doing just fine. I wonder sometimes. 1 drug took you away from me before I was even born. Took away your mind and gave you the schizophrenic point of view. 2 people, 1 cup, 1 drug. They were supposed to be your friends. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That's deep right there. And that's just a sample for all my peeps out there. That just to show you the type of writer, like just the type of writer that you are. So definitely check out Shalonda's book. I mean, I was getting chills already, and I'm trying not to cry because like that's deep right there. And you've been through so much, and yet you're still persevering and rising, and also taking your pain and turn them into lessons like we talked about and share them with many people.
I give honor to God.
Yes. So where can all my peeps and new audience listen or not listen? I'm sorry. Listen now. But where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at like Shalonda Hunter on YouTube. You can go to www.rainswritinginc.com or at Londa Rainey on social media. I think I'm on Twitter and stuff. I'm not that tech savvy, but at Londa Ramey or look for Shalonda Hunter. Even you can even Google Shalonda Hunter Misread Minds by Shalonda Hunter, and it'll pop up.
Definitely. And I'll make sure I put your handles into the description and
Yeah.
in the video too for all my
And you
peeps.
can Google Rain's Writing Ink as well.
Yes, definitely. So is there anyone that you would love to shout out for just always being there for you, supporting you? I just want to give a big thanks to before we wrap up.
My Aunt Mary. Thank you so much. And my ex-husband, even though we don't get along and sometimes, but we're doing all right now, he's been really there for me. And I hadn't seen it as, sometimes you don't see how much people are there for you until you look back. So I really appreciate that, and my sister and some of my other close family members. I'm sorry if I don't name you, because there's so many of you. Thank you.
That's awesome. And any last words you want to give to my peeps
and shout out to my kids too. I love y'all so much. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Is there any last words you want to give to my peeps? Any more advice or life lessons before we officially end this?
All I can say is love yourself. Even if nobody else love you, you gotta love you, because if you don't know how to, and if you don't know how to love you, learn how to love you. Get some therapy or something, because a lot of times in Black communities and in brown communities, we don't go to therapy. We think, oh, that's for quack jobs. Baby, guess what? I must be a quack job because you gotta, do what's best for you and for your family. And the only way to do that is make sure that your mental health is right, that your physical health is right. Make sure you go to the doctor and do what you got to do, because I know that in the past things have happened to us and we might feel like we're afraid to go to the doctor, but don't be afraid and put God first, and he'll always lead your way. And I thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on the show, and thank you for that life lesson. I've actually, before I officially end it, I just want to say, that's so true. Therapy is definitely the way if you can afford it, because I'm telling you, like I actually just recently opened up in the past episode that I've actually been going to therapy, and it's been helping me a lot. It's been helping me with past trauma that I didn't even really think was even considered trauma, heartbreaks, breakups, all types of stuff that I've been through. Like it's literally has been helping me and keeping me focused, and my whole perspective of just therapy itself and also in life has changed. So please, all my peeps out here, if you need some type of sign or to hear it, we telling you right now.
Yeah, that's right. And Medicaid pays for therapy. So if you can't afford it, you can afford it.
Shout out. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Shalonda Hunter.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.